Hello everyone, Bilal Malas here, and today I'm joined with Chris Myers, who is one of our SLS framework clients. And Chris is actually doing fantastic with our framework, and we're going to talk about his success journey with us today. He so far generated and has generated $8,875,000 in annually recurring commissions as a registered investment advisor uh, at his firm, which is Diversified Consumer Planning out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. And Chris has done some tremendous work. He actually goes after active duty and veteran submariners. That's his specialty as a registered investment advisor. We're going to talk about all that today. So Chris, I just wanted to say thanks for joining us today. If you just want to give yourself a quick intro for everyone who's watching.
Yeah, thanks, Bill. Thanks for having me. Hey, everybody. Like he said, I'm a registered investment advisor here in Virginia Beach. My niche is data-driven veterans and active duty submariners. The reason I picked that niche was twofold. One, I'm an ex-submariner from the U.S. Navy, and it is a tight-knit group. I, I I always help them out, and they always help me out. So this is a group that I can really relate to, and they can relate to me. And then data driven, because as a registered investment advisor, my main service is managing investments on behalf of my clients. And I use a quantitative approach, which makes sense, working with data driven people like engineers, data scientists, so on and so forth.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, Chris. And how was it before using our SLS framework? I mean, you joined us because the number one thing you were hoping to solve is having a system around prospecting, right? And obviously, we helped you define that niche. But how was it before? Were you even getting a hold, like, consistently with those ideal clients of yours? What were you relying on before using our SLS framework? Can you walk us through the challenges you were facing?
Yeah, so honestly, before the SLS, it was pretty dry. Um, I was I was using effectively word of mouth and referral, um, and it was very difficult. I picked up a few clients over like 10 years, right, versus the much faster pace under the SLS framework. But effectively, what I was looking for in a process and a system and a company to help me was twofold. Um, I needed help, one, figuring out how do you prospect in the modern era, right, in the digital age. Two, I don't have a sales background. I don't even know how to approach people. And the thing that I liked about SLS, and I did due diligence. I met with effectively 10 different companies that help people, financial advisors and so on, prospect. What I liked about SLS was, one, you had the case studies which proved it, but also you met both needs. Many companies will help me prospect, but they would not help me put together sales scripts, how to follow up, when to follow up, should I follow up by phone, email, so on and so forth. You guys covered all the bases for me.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's exactly what happened after. Honestly, like I just wanted to say, Chris set up our SLS framework, but I think the biggest piece is yes, the niche. I think that's the biggest piece that really made you stand out and start getting a hold of actual ideal clients and facilitating the connection, right? And we can, I'm not going to share screenshots today, but if you look at Chris's inbox, it's full of ideal prospects, again, active duty and veteran submariners saying, hey, like, absolutely, I'd be open to a call me next week, call me today, call me later today, SMSing him back, calling him back, emailing him back. So all in all, that's just a system that's for the most part automated that actually yields not only interest, but also discovery calls, and then obviously fact finder calls, and then more importantly, financial discovery calls, et cetera, right? So, I just wanted to say that we've been able to really build that system out for Chris. And Chris, for you, like, I mean, you added some clients. Can you walk us through as well, like how those conversations kind of organically happened? Like, how does it compare to, a referral that you may get, or, you bump to someone in person and then they become a client? Like, how is that different? And again, you never met them in person, I bet. Can you walk us through the differences there?
Yeah, so under the system, and Bilal's correct. The system is a system. It's running in the background while I'm sleeping. The system is prospecting for me. And so we're sending out emails, we're sending out messages on LinkedIn, we're sending out SMSs, um, and you pick up people who want to do discovery calls. And then on the discovery call, like Bilal says, I've never met this person. We've had some chit chat via LinkedIn or email. And what happens is we I've literally built a first call script with my coach, and we've covered it. And we've got steps. We're going to introduce ourselves. I go on LinkedIn before I talk to them and find something in common so that we can kind of break the ice and get to know each other. And then we discuss, why did you decide to join me on this call? We all get littered with requests on LinkedIn, but you chose to meet with me. Let's talk about that. And then we go from there. And my conversion rate to sales is pretty high. So it's working for me.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, absolutely. You know what? I think I share this fact all the time. Like 70% of individuals on LinkedIn are yet to be connected with an investment advisor, financial advisor, and people out there are really, keen on getting proper advice. The thing is, I think a lot of advisors out there do it improperly, and that's what you've done is the right way to do it, which is, you actually have a valid reason. It seems like you have a lot of passion as well for your niche. You are solving a pretty deep problem because you know the professionals that you're working with, those active duty and veteran submariners, you know them deep down. You know that, again, like it's a tight-knit group, and all of them kind of communicate with each other. They share ideas with each other, and more importantly, like word gets around. And if they know that you've been part of that community, like it's like a pre-given consent that, yeah, it would be a no-brainer to talk. And that's a lot of advisors get wrong is they think they can just be a generalist and just go after any prospect. But I think it just facilitates that discovery call because you already have that given. Like from the get-go, you have the right reason to reach out to them, the right reason to work with them. And I'm just super happy that you were able to dial this in pretty quickly. And again, I'm not going to share the screenshots today, but honestly, like Chris's inbox is flooded with requests, open to meeting. And actually, I mean, Chris, you admitted even earlier today that you're still very busy and you still haven't gotten time to do all the prospecting that you should be doing. We're yielding even more appointments, but even then, up until this point, you've already made some clients, you've generated some more discovery calls. And what would you tell to like another advisor in your shoes that is thinking about implementing a prospecting framework where they don't have one before?
So I would suggest to anyone that's interested that you definitely need to have some sort of framework. You talk to the folks who try to buy leads, it's just a dead end. Having an automated system makes your life easier because you are busy, especially if you're a financial advisor and you're running numbers and looking into specific products for clients. That takes time, right? So what you want to do is spend as little time as you can reaching out to people and as much time as you can meeting people. And that's what the system does. It reaches out to people for you. Like I said, while I'm sleeping, I'm sending out 600 emails a month, but I'm not doing it myself. The robot's doing it. And then I only really get involved when someone comes back to me and says, hey, listen, I'd like to meet next week. That's when I jump into action. And that's when I start setting up calls. And I've gotten all of the training on how to, give people choices, like meet on this day or that day. They help you with everything on figuring out how to get people to commit to that call.
You make it sound easy, but it's still a lot of work, right? Like you
Yeah.
actually had to put in the work, right? So setting up the systems, learning how to use the systems, managing the system. So that's one thing as well that I like to always mention. There's no easy pill, even though we try to make it as easy as possible. Like Chris did put in some hard work and is where he is today because of that hard work, right? Just like anything in life. And I think, Chris, you said it, like, sure, the easy pill is to go buy leads, but ends up coming to bite you in the ass, right?
Yeah. And to the folks out there, the setup is time consuming and it does take work. So we really start launching probably maybe a month after we kind of have our first meetings or so. So there is some upfront work to get done to get things working smoothly.
Yeah, and then you have a system for life that obviously the
Yep.
pipeline that's being built up, generating you ideal client appointments. And just like you said, while you're sleeping, while you're busy, I know you also had to do some advising work on the side, on top of your investment advisory practice. So, I mean, while all that is happening, I just want to commend you for being part of our community, for being an inspiration, and for where you are today. I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you, Bilal. Thank you for the system, and thanks for helping me get everything set up.
Yeah, absolutely.